Hello, can you hear me? Oh God. Oh, I guess I need to start again. Can I edit this in post? I might be able to. Sorry guys. Hi any Patreons or channel members watching this on the replay. Thank you so much for your continued support. Note to self, check that the mic's working before you start a stream next time. Stu just ordered our cookbook.
Oh, but you're saying there was audio now?
Well, yeah, I just plugged it in.
Oh, right, sorry. I thought you said we were going to go and then... Oh, okay. Oh, I got confused. Carry on.
Stu made our tofu scramble and he wants to... Thanks for buying our first book. He wants to know when the next book is coming out, at the risk of repeating yourself.
It's like Groundhog Day. I'll be finished with it in about a week and a half. Then I need someone to proofread it, and then Emma's going to make it look like a book for us. So as soon as possible, as soon as all the people in the chain have, the ability to do it. But before Christmas would be awesome.
Staines in the house. Chris Grant's in the house. I now understand why Weeson said I've gone deaf. Andre's in the house. Mimi T. Adio Head. Robert Pacino. Forge your own path. Need some vegan support, guys. Got my coronavirus test back today and positive. Everyone send Forge your path some love. And I will just invite you to, get your fluids in. Really double down on your vitamin D, because every single immune cell has receptors for vitamin D, and 90% of people where they had a bad case of COVID, they all had that in common. So vitamin D is huge, so I would smash that in. And obviously, all your fruits and veggies, your healthy whole plant foods.
And I would add manage your stress levels.
Yeah, have a rest.
When we're stressed, our body's not repairing and healing. We're just in like a different mode where it's, for survival and things. So, yeah, you can't heal if you're stressed. Say you're really worried about the fact that you tested positive, that's going to be worse for your health than if you manage to maybe sort of meditate a couple of times a day and, do things that make you feel chilled.
Do some nice, slow, deep breathing and...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, chill yourself out, bless you.
Yeah.
I hope you soon get over that.
Yes.
Where were we?
Yeah, let's all send some love to Forge Your Own Path.
Yes.
Some love hearts and similar nice emojis.
Xanthanity's in the house. My good friend Robert Pacino, Marina D. Plum Poo, Bruce Lee, Vegan Moon Cat, my lovely tech support guy, and good friend, I should add. He's a lovely man.
How are you feeling, Vegan Moon Cat? Weren't you saying earlier that you weren't feeling so great? You're having a nice juice I saw on the Instagram.
Oh, the little tinker.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better as well.
Ivan C's in the house. Sawyer Jones. Greg Reed's in the house. Cassie's here. Vegemite Codbod.
Loads of people.
There's loads of you. This is great. Vegan Realists up in here. Humanoid Terrestrial. Stu, send it to me and I'll proofread the absolute F out of it.
Is that Stu we know from around the corner or a different Stu?
I think Stu has his surname on there unless he's changed it. I think.
Okay.
Andre started his own YouTube channel, Daily Drawings and Doodles, Doodle Machine. He's great, if you ask me. He designed this for one thing. Do follow our good friend Andre. David is here. Jackie is here.
Look, here he is, Doodle Machine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
A little old doodle bug.
I shall subscribe.
Robert Pacino, Gemma, thank you for your explanation the other day about people not getting it / making the connection, that they are just unaware. I finally get it. Thanks a lot.
I can't remember exactly what I said, but I'm glad that something that I said was had some meaning for you.
Even a stopped clock is right 2 times a day.
Wow.
Kalina Mativa kindly donated 5 big uns. We did not get B12 from soil. I have seen you claim you get B12 from soil. Stop musing-gorming people. Okay, I'll stop musing-gorming people. I'm so sorry. Thanks for the free money. Andy Bars is in the house. Good to see you. Oh, let's go back a little ways. Shield Maiden Samantha, I loved your video the other day. Got me feeling all nostalgic. Yes, I re-uploaded my last video. Is a re-upload from a few years back. The channel was much smaller, and I thought it was a particularly fun video, so I've just re-uploaded it. Do check that out. It's a scream. Carrie, hello, listening, doing physical therapy. Oh, I hope you're not in too much pain. Obadiah, any advice on not being able to sleep long enough? Do you want to start to field this one?
Yep. Sleep hygiene. Look into that. So you want to not be looking at technology ideally for a couple of hours before bed, or if you do, get like the Flux app. It takes out the blue light.
F.Lux.
Yeah, that's right. That light tells our eyes and our brain that it's daytime, so we don't produce like melatonin and things that help us wind down for sleep. So another thing is you want to go outside and get the sunlight, or if you've got any, in your eyes, or just the daylight as soon as you wake up. Or is it good enough maybe to just go to the window and see, you know, for your eyes to just see that there's light?
You just need the blue wavelengths to get into your eyeballs. Yeah.
So that then sets up the circadian rhythm, so that, how many hours later is it? You then get tired. 16 hours. So that's important. Something that I do if I can't sleep, if I have insomnia, is I switch my focus. Instead of thinking that I've got to try and get to sleep, I tell myself that I'm going to meditate, and I put on something from YouTube on my eye mask with headphones, whatever, and I just try and focus on some kind of guided meditation where it's like a body scan or about your breathing, and I find that's really helpful actually. If I'm not trying to say, oh, I've got to go to sleep like right now, like if I'm just saying, okay, I'm just going to meditate, and I often find that helps me to sleep. But you're saying you can't sleep long enough. You're not saying you can't get to sleep. How do you know that you're not sleeping long enough?
I want to big up CBD oil. I find that fantastic for sleep.
Yes.
I have got a discount code for Honest Hemp. If you want to try that out, link in the description.
Yeah. What else for sleep? No caffeine.
Quality diet. All the normal lifestyle practices, like exercise and whatever, but don't exercise late because that stimulates you.
So if you can't say, maybe if your problem is that you're sleeping for a while and then you wake up too early, like I was saying about the meditation, maybe you could just meditate and then see if you can get back to sleep again for a bit longer. Anyone else got any thoughts maybe in the chat? Yeah, I'm not sure if I've got any other thoughts on that this time. Oh, one last thing, I like to do journaling. That helps me to get everything out so it's not on my mind when I go to bed. Yeah, hope that was helpful.
Caustic Hymn Productions. What is with the Dr. Avi / oil talk? Heard it mentioned on Vegan Gains Q&A. Apparently oil's really healthy now. Stacey Langley's in the house. Weeson, I bought protein powder from Vivo Life and used your code. I really appreciate that because you're supporting what we're doing. So thank you very much. David's in the house. Good to see you. David, it grows in soil. Too many trolls. So, yeah, getting back to the B12 thing. If there's no B12 in soil, where do animals in the wild get it? It's not complicated.
From the supplement tree.
Yeah, from the supplement tree. Obadiah's in the house. Greg Reed, can inflammation be caused by lack of a macro? I believe I'm not getting enough protein and take many antioxidants. No, you wouldn't become inflamed from something you've not eaten, no. Yeah, get those antioxidants in, yeah, that's great. Double R's in the house. Stain, what is your stand on the EU wanting to ban meat-related names for plant-based products? What a bunch of babies.
Clutching at straws.
Clutching at straws. They realise their time's coming to an end and they're desperate, and I find it really funny, and I think it's a good sign that they'll soon be dead, as they deserve.
Chris Grant is saying that there's research showing CBD helps with waking up in the night.
I certainly sleep a lot more solidly with the CBD. Oh, you can get 35% off CBD at the minute. So if you look under this video, you'll see it says download my new free ebook to learn about the how-to of healthy vegan eating. There's a link at the bottom of that ebook for 35% off on its temp for this month only. So if you're wanting to get some CBD, now's the time. They've also brought out 100ml bottles now, like 10 times the size. So you can save money that way as well. It's a great time for CBD. Shield made in Samantha, I mean the girls from your latest video. Did you say that you've missed them or something? So there was Reb Pawsey. She was in the previous video, wasn't she?
Oh, with the nuggets.
So she's in the Nuggets video from a few years ago. But then was the vlog the last video before that? Yeah, so she's in that video as well. A more up-to-date Reb. Yeah, and then who else was in the video? Banana Warrior Princess. Yeah. We bumped into her a little while ago when we went for some cardio down an old, down a sort of, what would you call that? Bridle way sort of thing?
Yeah.
Whatever. You get the idea. You saw her. Andy Bars, anyone take the Veg 1 multivitamin as recommended by the Vegan Society, reasonably priced? No, I don't recommend it. It's a load of things we don't need if you're eating a healthy diet, and it's synthetic. So yeah, B12, D3, yeah, they're sensible. There's like selenium in there. If you eat one Brazil nut and you're eating a whole foods plant-based diet, you're going to smash selenium. It's just unnecessary, and a lot of synthetic nutrients are found to cause harm in one way or another, like sooner or later. If you want like a good quality multi, I would recommend Viva Life's Thrive Living Multi-Nutrient. So it's made from whole foods instead of synthetic nonsense created in a lab. And I just did an interview with founder Josh Boulding. It's on IGTV right now, and he talks all about that and the benefits, and yeah, he's very proud of that supplement. I think they were a couple of years sort of in research and development.
The squeaky mics at home.
Yeah. Andre, you've turned into Doodle Machine. I like to read before bed. Yeah, that is a good strategy as well. Nice.
People are saying some really good tips. Yeah, like you only use your bed for sleep. That's an awesome tip. Yeah.
I wouldn't eat too close to bed. Like ideally about 3 hours maximum, maybe 2 hours, but preferably 3. And you want to have in your last meal carbohydrate, and you want to have some protein in there. So we basically need tryptophan to build melatonin with. Now, in order to get across the blood-brain barrier, people used to say, oh, eat turkey, that's got tryptophan. Unfortunately, it's got sort of more of the other amino acids, and they crowd it out for transport across the blood-brain barrier. And it was found actually not to work that well. But so high carbohydrate, which helps to transport it, and things like sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, these are relatively high in tryptophan, and so you're more likely to get more tryptophan into the brain.
Top tip, good words.
Top tip. Henry is in the house, good to see you. Let's jump.
When someone's saying I did tubes.
Red Treepers in the house and Vol's music. Miss Iris. Paolo. Having your shepherdess pie for tea. Nice. Nice. I love that dish.
We should have that soon.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's a good sign when people are really fond of their own recipes. That's a good indication that you should buy our book. Colin, hi Paul, any tips for body recomposition? Recently started lifting again. So, depending on how far you got to go, if you got overly fat, perhaps you need to do a bit of a cut or whatever. But I prefer just to recomp these days. And so then you want to be eating around maintenance calories, so your weight staying about the same. You want 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight. So, all these studies tend to be done on athletes who are, around 10% body fat probably. So if you say 20% body fat, you might want to take off 10% of protein from total weight, if you see what I mean. So it's not so much on body weight, it's more on leanish body weight, if you see my point. That's it really. Not much more to add. Just the same as any type of training. Get a good routine where you can progress well, get your rest right and your sleep, eat a nutritious diet, but aim for that 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight is key. AJ UK's in the house. David, I've never taken B12, 13 years aside from supplemented foods. I would keep an eye on the quantity you're getting in because, we do store some in the liver, but if it happened to be that you won't get an adequate B12 and that ran down over time, that can lead to really serious, irreversible, horrible consequences. So I would pay care to that personally. Mooncat, got to get an early night. Have a good stream. Be well, Mooncat. I hope you have a good sleep and feel better. Bless you. Yeah. Golden Striker, spirulina contains the analog, but you're talking about B12. Is it true B12 in chlorella? I've never heard that. I tried to post a link for this study, but it doesn't allow links. No, it won't. I would be suspicious about that. If it's just one study, I would maybe look to see who funded it. But, it might be right. What do I know? Jackie, I heard the kiwis are good. Yeah, I think they're meant to be good for sleep, aren't they? Oh, I've not seen you for a while. Can I remember how to pronounce your name? Seiji G. Yeah, Seiji G. Kindly donated $5 Australian. Didn't realise you guys were live. It's 4 a.m. here in Melbourne. Wow, what are you doing up so late? You're naughty.
Or so early.
Yeah, true. Sending you love and blessings. I love you. You're loved. Oh, we love you too. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much.
What lovely, loving words you give out.
Yeah.
I heard someone say today, words are like a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you spell them.
Yeah, words are very powerful.
Yeah, Jeff Thompson said the same thing.
Yeah.
He says, how is it not a spell? you pick up the phone, you say some words, and then a pizza appears at your door. That's a fair comment.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Anna Boswell on her limitless life coaching. You know, she was, one thing she was saying recently, like there was a chat between two people, and like, you know, something happened to one, the other one was saying, oh, that must be horrible, you must be so upset, and then the other person sort of thinks, oh yeah, should we be upset, it's quite bad, and then, you know, they take that on rather than...
You really have to watch your language, don't you?
If the other person said like, oh, that, you know, oh wow, that's big, you know, I know you can get through this, or like whatever. It's so different, isn't it? You know, different language. Yeah, it was interesting. It's an interesting post she did.
Thomas, when did we hear more about your new business? So excited to hear it. You know as much as we do at the minute. We were hoping to get a meeting with the investor. There's like one investor at the minute. But he's so busy, he's really hard to pin down, and he had to go back to Saudi Arabia. We were hoping to meet him in London when we went there, but he's had to shoot back. He's got so much on the go. I think he's got 3 schools out there, and something happened, and he had to go back. But yeah, it's just just a waiting game, basically.
Yeah, I think COVID slowed down a lot of plans for a lot of people. Not you know, not saying necessarily us, but that's certainly has affected things in the world, hasn't it?
Yeah. Guillaume Becker, opinion on vegan foods that contain palm oil. Well, for one thing, they'll raise your serum LDL, and you know, you're then risking heart disease, which is our #1 killer. So I don't eat it on those grounds. And of course, there's the rainforests that get burned down to make room to grow the palm trees. You know, killing wildlife and displacing orangutans, and yes, I think most vegans don't consider it a vegan product, and that's aside from the health benefits. Some companies say that the palm oil is sustainably sourced, but apparently, what I heard was that they self-regulate. So it's like giving the wolf the keys to the chicken coop kind of thing. Like, it's just like you wouldn't do that. And supposedly, when they say sustainable, it can just mean that within 10 years they like plan to make it sustainable or something. This sounds like bonkers now, but it's what I heard. It was on Bite Size Vegans channel, so you might want to go. I may have got it slightly wrong over the years.
I seem to remember that.
But yeah, but yeah, Bite Size Vegan, palm oil. Run a little check. She's very thorough, so she'll have all the facts for show. Cassie, why are there conflicting opinions on which form of B12 we should supplement? What does everyone take here? Methyl or cyanocobalamin? How much and how often? I take the Viva Life one. I think it might have 3 different B12s in there, and I just take it daily. I don't even know what the concentration is. Yeah, the science shows that the cyanocobalamin works well for most people, and it's the cheapest. So it's the one that Dr. Greger recommends. And he says, in one study, the methylcobalamin didn't work for one person. But, you know, I don't think that's a reason to poo-poo it for everyone. But again, what do I know? He's the doctor. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper. Probably showing my age now. Yeah, so some people do need the methyl version. If they don't methylate themselves, they can have a problem called, what's it called? MTHMR. Methyl tetrahydromethyl reductase deficiency. Boom! What about that? So for that reason, they will need a methylated methylcobalamin and folate as well, or you know they would be. So you'd know. I think you would know if you needed that because you'd be terribly sick without it. Is my understanding. Samalam's in the house. I love that name. Howdy. Just having a week of lots of mini celebrations. Nice. My amazing mother retired after 36 years as an NHS nurse. Wow, and has her birthday tomorrow. Hope you're all well. Let's send Samalam's mum some love and some birthday wishes.
Some birthday emojis.
Yeah, I'm glad you're having a fun week of it. That's brilliant. I'd like to hear some good news.
36 years as a nurse. Wow.
Ivan C. Textured vegetable protein versus soy protein isolate. Is it okay to eat on the regular? So, is it okay? Is something healthy? Is something unhealthy? Really, what you need to ask is compared to what, because everything is on a spectrum. So if you wanted the optimal health, you would only eat whole plant foods. You wouldn't eat anything else. For me, I gravitate greatly towards that end of the spectrum. However, I am a hard training athlete, a bodybuilder. To get everything I needed just from the whole foods, it'd be tricky, especially with the volume. So I like to have a couple of scoops of a protein powder. So this is how I put it. Like the judicious use of a couple of servings of, a more processed protein product. If you're a larger, hard training athlete, like if you're physique, if you're in strength, perhaps if you're a regular gym bod, but you lift heavy and you're doing a cut, so you need a higher protein percentage, then the judicious use of a little processed protein can help for you to reach that physique goal. Is it optimal? No. Is it too bad if the rest of your body is completely whole plant foods and you have fresh water all the time and you sleep and you meditate and you socialize and you have sense of purpose? Probably not going to kill you, but maybe you would have lived a couple of years longer. Who knows? But you have to work out what's important to you.
Good words.
Good words.
Different things are important to different people, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, and what I like to do is just bring people the facts, and then you make up your own mind, like what's important to you, Caustic in Productions, how much cardio affects your gains? So how much does cardio affect your gains, or are you saying how much volume of cardio can you do before it affects your gains? I'm guessing the former. If everything's in balance, if you're eating enough quality food, if you're getting enough rest, you can do both. Could you be the best marathon runner and heavyweight bodybuilder at the same time? Probably not. So, it's diminishing returns, isn't it? So for me, I'm specialising in physique. So 90% of my effort goes into weight training. The little cardio I do is walking, and cycling is my mode of transportation. I'll up it a little bit when I'm on a cut, and I will go a bit harder with the cardio, maybe like 50% cardio, 50% weights. But it's diminishing returns. So the more cardio you do on top of your weights, the more likely you're going to under recover for whatever reason, in terms of central nervous system, in terms of getting enough nutrition and fuel, and do you know what I mean? So it's really a kind of suck it and see approach. And if you want to be the healthiest, I'd say I would do an equal mix of both. I would do strength training and I would do cardio in equal measure. And then, but if you want to specialise, then, your training needs to reflect that, I think.
Suck it and see. What a saying.
You take it out, just suck it and you suck it. You suck it. Name that show. David is off. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your kind words. Polish vegan. Hi Hench, have you seen David Attenborough, A Life on Our Planet? It's magnificent. Is that like really new? If so, I haven't. I've seen the last couple of series he's done. He is brilliant, isn't he? Yeah. Say GG, kindly donated $5 again. How lovely. Another reminder that you are loved. Allow the universe to move me because it's moving a meaningful universe. Sends you love. Buy some snacks. Thank you, universe. I love you too. You're amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Feeding the love.
Jackie, isn't it that Brazil nuts have really different amounts of selenium, so that you sometimes get a good amount, but you also get way too much? I've looked up that source again. You know, there is going to be soil variability, so you kind of have to just hope for the best. It's like that with any nutrient, really. Yeah, Brazil nuts and selenium. Yeah, that does ring a bell, actually, now that you say that. I believe I heard years ago that it's from certain places they're really terrible, and other places like really, really good. So, yeah, it's kind of the luck of the draw to a degree. And this is why I think, like, you know, I try to eat a predominantly whole foods, plant-based diet as much as possible, you know, and I really put, you know, add in the, you know, the locally veg and some fruit and, you know, all the different whole plant foods. And then I think some people eat like 90% of their food is processed like rubbish. And I just think, how are you alive? Like, that little bit of quality food, what if that was grown in terrible soil? Like,
I do often think, how are you alive, about people. Yeah.
I like when Dr. Greger said you should eat fruits and veg as though your life depends on it, because it does.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
that was powerful.
Yeah. Thanks, ADO Head. Val's Music, Paul, when you wear a vegan shirt at the gym, does anyone ever try to challenge you, or is your gym respectful? So any gym I go to, the only thing that ever happens is, and this happens regularly, particularly if I go to a different gym where people don't know me, nearly every time someone will come up to me and say, are you really vegan? And then they want to know all about it. Normally, because I'm twice the size of most people. I think that helps. Cassie, Hench, I was going to go by Dr. Greger's recommendation, but I can't find a vegan sublingual cyanocobalamin here. The affordable one he recommends costs a lot to ship to Canada. The only thing, obviously, not living in Canada, I can't really advise you on that. But what I can say is soon, Viva Life are setting up depots on the east and west coast of Canada.
Yay. And
you'll be able to get their B12 if you want that one.
It's been a little time coming, hasn't it?
Been a while coming, yeah.
People will be pleased about that. Nice.
Ivan C, do you track your macros on the regular, only when bulking, cutting? So
you've bulked and cut your whole life. When are you not?
Yeah, I've basically bulked and cut my entire adult life, except now I am doing a recomp.
Yeah.
I kind of track macros. I don't track macros per se, but I eat like certain quantities of legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. I eat certain quantities, but one day I'll eat one legume, the next day I'll eat another legume. But it all kind of equals out over the week, and so I'm on kind of like a rough amount of calories and macros, and I keep that the same. You know, and obviously if I wanted to go into a bulk, I'll add in some extra carbs or something. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I do track. I do it very, very loosely and quite intuitively. And after just so many years, it's like I don't have to bulk. The only time that I would really be anal about it would be towards the end of a cut, and then I really would weigh out everything and calculate everything, because it gets very difficult by the end of the diet to keep losing weight if you're not like bang on the money.
You can't just suck it and see at that point.
Yeah. AJ UK, when's your next troll video, Hench? They really make me laugh. Thank you. You'll be pleased to hear it's going to be tomorrow. Yeah, I've done all the groundwork today, and I'll be filming that and hopefully get that up for tomorrow night.
Is that about, or is it a surprise?
So it's anti-vegan troll comments.
Ah, and what about that guy that someone recommended in the stream for you to critique yesterday, on the Monday?
Yeah.
Can't remember his name now. Can you?
No.
Oh no.
I know how to find him. Greg Doucette did a video on him.
Yeah, do one on him. He needs telling.
Yeah, he needs telling. Plant Patrol, you guys must be hip hop fans. No love Van Halen. Okay then, thanks for that.
And not love Van Halen. What is it? You so like hip hop. a lot?
Yeah, I used to like hip hop. I don't really listen to music now other than when I'm training, and that will be dubstep, some pretty aggressive stuff to get my juices on the go. It's Amalam. Thanks for your well wishes. Just played it back to Mum and she thought you guys were really sweet. Oh, that's lovely. I love a bit of love. I really love it.
Here's some. Let's move an excuse around.
Oh, it's nice. Ex-brief anarchist. There's an amazing new film I'm excited to see called Thrive 2. This is what it takes. What was Thrive 1? Tell us about it all. Guillaume. Is daily consumption of yeast flakes fine? So I guess you're talking about nutritional yeast. As far as I know, yeah, it's fungi. It's basically, you think of it as single-celled mushrooms, and they're really healthy for us. There's a lot of B vitamins. There's no B12 unless they fortify it, which some people don't quite realise. It's 50% protein by weight, and fungi DNA has more in common with human DNA than it does plant DNA, interestingly. It's got some great unique, what they call micronutrients. So nutrients only found in the fungi kingdom. Things like ergothioneine. Well, there is ergothioneine in plants, but there's like 100 times the ergothioneine in fungi. And it's one of the few intramyocondial antioxidants, so it gets inside our mitochondria that power our cells and undoes oxidative stress. So yeah, I tried to include some kind of mushroom or nutritional yeast daily. I had 3 different kinds today. I had nutritional yeast, white mushrooms, and another mushroom which I can't tell you about. Psilocybin mushrooms for a microdose. Harry Potter's head is here. Hello, folks. How are you alive? How are you alive? I'm interested. How do you get around as well? Are you in one of those jars like in Futurama where they got the presidents and all that?
So there's only a possible explanation that I can think of.
Yeah. James Parker's in the house. Good to see you. Cassie, I often wonder how I survived 24 years without eating fish regularly. I can only imagine my omega 3 to 6 ratio. Yeah, most people's 3 to 6 ratio is horrible, particularly if they eat, animal products. So like chicken and eggs are the worst offenders for omega 6. Yeah, omega 3 is not so easy to come by. And then if they have oils as well, really your ratio should be no more than about 3 or 4 to 1 in favour of omega 6. And some people can be like 20 to 1. And that is pro-inflammatory. It's going to be pain. It's going to be like disease. Yeah, I often wonder how people survive. Thanks, Guido. And I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name very well. I'm a bit stupid.
The picture's a little blurry. I'm just going to do that old trick. Is it better?
Oh, you're gorgeous.
Oh, mine is like way behind. It's a real lag for some reason.
James Parker, vegans have higher ALA to EPA DHA concentration rates. One study showed vegan women had higher DHA in their fish eaters even though they had lower non-existent consumption levels. That's interesting. Oh, that sounds good, Chris. Nice. Ivan, any vegan collabs you'd like to do? Examples, Derek Simnet, Brian Turner. Yeah, I've got to hit Brian Turner up. We're going to do a collab this month, actually. He was a bit busy with his new acne book, I think. But yeah, we're going to do a collab. And yeah, I'd like to collab with Derek as well. We have been in a few videos together. He's been sort of featured in mine and me in his as well when we've met up at a veg fest or whatever, because we're both Viva Life athletes. Lovely guys, lovely guys.
And who else would you like to do collabs with?
Everyone.
Everyone? Oh.
Everybody. Digital X-Mage cruciferous vegetables are the healthiest, right? I prefer them. I don't think we really know enough about nutrition to say that something is the absolute healthiest. As far as we know, like, cruciferous vegetables are excellent. I think they're the second most anti-cancer type of produce after the allium family, like garlic, etc. Yeah, so they have a lot of the sulforaphane, don't they? Which is, again, really like anti-cancer. It boosts your liver detoxification enzymes. It's an antioxidant. But I'll just quickly go over this. So the sulforaphane is not preformed in crucifers. It's in two parts. You've got the myrosinase, which is the enzyme, and you've got the glucoraphanin, which is the sulforaphane precursor. And these need to mix in order for the chemical flare effect to happen. And so what you need to do is chop them up and leave them for like 40 minutes before you cook. And then, so the sulforaphane survives the cooking process, but myrosinase, being an enzyme, that's destroyed by heat. So you would get none of the sulforaphane if you don't either pre-chop it, leave it 40 minutes for it to develop and cook it, or you can add raw cruciferous vegetables to your cooked meal as like a garnish or whatever, or as a side. And then the glucoraphanin and the myrosinase in the raw stuff would actually mix in your stomach and create sulforaphane. So
is mustard something you can add?
Yeah, mustard seeds. They're a cruciferous. They're a crucifer. Wasabi, yeah, red cabbage. Wasabi.
Don't like wasabi.
I love a bit of it until it gets right up my nose.
Oh, I made some sushi recently. I put too much in there. That was bad, wasn't it? I didn't really know. It didn't look like I put a lot at all. That was too strong, even for you. Ruined it.
Harry Potter's head. Got my invisibility cloak on. Oh, I get it. So just your head's visible, but yeah. don't put your hood up. We won't be able to see it. Who said that? Muddy Paws is in the house. Good to see you, lovely. Caustic Hen Productions. As a bodybuilder, do you often stretch throughout the week? So I do yoga every morning. I do 3 rounds of the sun salutations, and that just keeps my hips and my low back in good condition. Now, they've taken a bit of welly over the years. They're not in the best way, but you know, I keep functional if I keep up with my kind of stretching there. Chris Klein, got my bike, so I downloaded Strava. Have you used this? Is it any good? I understand it's blinking excellent. I've never used it.
I used it briefly. I had this.
Did you?
I had this little device that I put on my bike. That was like a link to Strava, and it had like a map. But I don't know. For me, for my brain, like I couldn't understand this little device. Like it wasn't like pointing the way you go. It was pointing like to do with like north or south. I don't know. It was so I was like trying to figure out. Oh, it's upside, so I'm going that way. Like I couldn't figure this thing out, and I couldn't seem to connect it very well to Strava and stuff. So I sold it in the end. I got sick at it. But yeah, that would be a good thing to have, wouldn't it? To track your cycling, see how much you do in a week, and all that jazz.
Yeah. Prod Solar is in the house, and Troll Boy. Good to see you guys. More stories with Frank Defino content, please. So I can't stop laughing at them. Yeah, I will make some soon. I'll probably leave it like a few days before I try to do response videos, because my computer that I got, it's not quite powerful enough to handle like a big edit, and it just goes so slow. It really crashes, and something that should take me 2 hours, the last time it took me 2 days. So, but I'm getting a new fast computer in a few days' time, basically. So I shall then get back on those ones.
When are they coming?
The week, not this weekend, next weekend.
Ah, nice. Okay. Okay.
Did I not tell you?
I think you said it. You thought that might be the thing. Should I put it on the?
Yeah, you might like to.
Okay.
Colleen, do you have a milk maker? I've never heard of a milk maker.
What's a milk maker? Boobs?
So, if you're talking in terms of making like a plant milk, that's something we've never done. But you can just whiz oats or whatever you want to make the milk up with. You can whiz it up in a high-speed blender, and then you use a nut milk bag. And you just pour the fluid through there, and then you collect the whole bits and put them aside.
I'll tell you an even quicker way.
Yeah,
a litre of water, 3 or 4 tablespoons of, say, like almond butter. Whiz it up. Almond milk. There you go. It's a bit fattier than the almond milk that you'd buy. Maybe you could strain that as well. But no nut milk bags needed. Like no hassle. Just water and nut butter. I learnt that in the How Not to Die cookbook. Top tip.
Yeah, that is a top tip. What a great book that is.
Yeah. Sorry, I tried to say nut bags and booze.
AJ UK, been craving lots of orange foods, lentils, carrots, oranges and tea. Change in seasons, ? Autumn, fall. I don't know that colours are triggered by seasonal changes. I've got no data on it. Sounds interesting though. It's an interesting idea. False music. I used to wake up in the middle of the night with tingling hands, fingers all the time. Going vegan stopped that, and I think it's because I started taking B12 pills, not just because I went vegan. Yeah, that could be a B12 thing. That could potentially also have been the start of diabetes, I understand. Potentially. Stain, since I'm vegan, I have no more inflammation of my shoulders. Could the omega-3/6 ratio be a reason? Yeah, for sure. And then, like most whole plant foods are anti-inflammatory, and most animal and foods and processed plant foods tend to be pro-inflammatory. So, yeah, there's a couple of things potentially at play there. Thanks, James. AJ UK, is there a vegan dating site? Veggie Vision TV, I know they do, as a website, I know they do like speed dating and things. I don't know if they have a dating section. But was it Grazer?
Yeah.
Grazr. That's definitely one. Bobby Queen, I just started veganism and I was wondering if you had any advice for maintaining / building muscle. So one, make sure that you eat an adequate calories. So you're either eating maintenance calories to stay the same, or a slight surplus if you're trying to put weight on. Of course, you can recomp and try to build a bit of muscle and burn a bit of fat if you're at maintenance. If you're recomping or if you're on a cut, then you want to shoot for 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight. So if you're about 10-15% fat, so 2 grams of protein per kilo. Say you're 10-15% fatter than that, then knock 10 or 15% of the grams of protein down because it's unnecessary. Yeah, that's it really. You can train just the same. If anything, you may find that you recover better. It's just the main thing where people fall down is they eat a certain volume of food, and animal products, processed junk, they're very calorically dense, whereas if you're eating healthy vegan whole plant foods, they're very calorically dilute. So you tend to need to eat more of them. If you struggle with volume, You know, you may tweak your overt fats up a little bit. So nuts, seeds, whole nut and seed butters if you want to be healthful. Avocado, these are great choices. Go hard on legumes, you know, chickpeas, split peas, lentils, beans. You can add a little bit more sort of processed protein foods if you want, like 1 or 2, probably won't hurt you too much in the context of an otherwise healthy diet. So, I mean, tempeh is not even really, it's more of a whole food. Tempeh, tofu, seitan, textured vegetable protein, a quality protein powder like Viva Life, who I represent. There's a link and discount code in the description box. Tropical and dried fruits, whole grains. Yeah, emphasize these things. Of course, you need your minimum of your leafy greens and your different coloured fruits and vegetables. But what I'm saying is, if you're struggling to eat enough volume, you know, get your minimums of those, but go harder on the more calorically dense food so that you can get enough food inside you. Oh God, this has just jumped like all hell. And congrats for going vegan, Bobby. Congrats. Hyson's making me laugh. Welcome to the stream. Ivan C. Are the Berkey filters worth the price point? Any more economical ones you'd recommend? No, they're... On the scale of things, they're one of the very best companies. They're actually the best across several categories where they rate like how good water filters are. They're actually one of the cheaper ones that are any good. Possibly they are the cheapest, like good one. I wouldn't go less than a Berkey personally. And I don't like to recommend them because I am affiliated with them. And we've had a few sales and they've only ever paid me for one. So really, I should F them off. But
very great.
I like to bring you guys the honest truth, and we can't fault it. It's a very, very good product.
Well, I know it's a bit of an outlay to buy the unit, but the filters that go in, like you replace them like about every 10 years, and it's only like £200 to replace them. And there's no electricity costs because it's gravity. The water just drips like through. So you know, the distiller, you have to plug it in. Probably it doesn't use a lot of electricity, but some. But this is like you've paid the money. That's it. That's the only cost. So that's pretty good.
Chickpea Sani's making me giggle. Good to see you, Chickpea. Angry vegan. World Plant Milk Day is a cool holiday. Is that today, is it?
I don't know.
Hi Lorraine, good to see you. And Andreas. Oh, it's just jumped like crazy.
Oh God. 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. Get your comments or questions in, or forever hold thy peace.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got a bit of side boob.
I was going to say skip, but no, you're quite up to date. Yeah.
Right, I'm just looking for questions. Wit Spiller, I was wondering how familiar you are with philosophy, Paul. Not at all. I may have a few questions. I'm the wrong person to ask. Yeah, just think of me as a nutrient-devouring weightlifting machine, and that's as far as it goes.
Cassie's got a dilemma for us.
Oh, I found a ladybug upside down in my sink last night, saved her from drowning, but she was too wet to fly. When I took her outside, I put her on a houseplant and she stayed there all night. It looks as though she's laying eggs. After some Googling, it appears she's not a ladybug, but an Asian lady beetle, considered pests, and will attract others into your house and hibernate over the winter. How can I get rid of her without harming her? Again, I'm not really an animal wrangler.
I was thinking if she's on a specific plant, can you take that plant to like some woods or something nearby, and you'll
snip
lose
a bit off.
You'll lose the plant, but
snip a bit off the plant.
Yeah, if that's possible, and yeah, take it out of your garden and put it somewhere else. Is that an option? Other than that, Yeah, I'm not the person to ask about that either.
Someone was asking about overt fats. So what I really mean about overt fats is fatty foods. So, preferably whole foods because they're healthier, but like oil would be considered an overt fat because it's just fat, basically. But don't eat that much, it's horrible, despite what certain other people say. Wit Spiller, would you answer any philosophy questions? No, I don't think so, because this is really...
I think they asked that before you answered their previous one.
It's really about veganism, and like I say, I don't have a clue, so I think people would get bored while I just sat there scratching my head going, Wheelchair Mafia, that is a great name. Kindly donated $9.99, that's so generous, thank you. Supporting what we're doing. Hi Hench, I'm whole foods plant-based. My recent blood work results show my triglycerides are quite high. My HDL is low. What do I do to improve that HDL? Any advice, please? Nothing. You don't need to worry about that. So, for the longest time, we thought that HDL was heart protective because people with higher HDL tend to have less like heart conditions. However, we now know through interventional studies that it's irrelevant. It doesn't help one little bit. So the high HDL and the heart disease risk it's really like a marker for something else, like this, like relative to heart disease, but it's not causal. It's not a causal association. It just happens to be. So it's a bit like the more pairs of running shoes that someone owns, the more likely they are to be really fit. But if you give them more running shoes, or if you take some of their running shoes away, you're not going to change their fitness. Does that make sense? It is totally irrelevant. The only thing you need to be concerned about with cholesterol is that you don't want your serum LDL to be elevated. So the plant-based doctors, who all the greats who most people follow, they say no more than ideally, at least below 70 milligrams per deciliter, which I think in UK money is 1.5 millimoles per litre. But ideally 57 milligrams per deciliter or lower, like ideally. And that should be at the point where atherosclerosis simply can't form. For the triglycerides, I saw someone asking, it is like fats in the bloodstream. And that can be caused by eating too much fat, eating too much like sugar, like more like refined sugar than fruits, lack of exercise. So again, it's all lifestyle stuff. So you already know the things you should be doing for that. Thank you so much for that very generous tip. That helps keep the cameras rolling. The beans on our toast.
The wolves from the door.
Speaking of which, we need to go and do some other things now. So thank you, moderators, for keeping us troll-free.
I've just posted a link in the chat, so you can download the free guide to being plant-based, and then in the bottom is a link if you want to get 35% off CBD. It's this month, is it? Like
this month only.
Special.
Yeah, I've done a special collaboration with Honest Hemp. I love those guys. They really look after me and my lovely supporters. If you're new here, we'd love you to become part of the Hench Herbivore community. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon to be notified of new videos. If you like these live streams, we operate
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
What time?
6 to 7 p.m.
What should people do to remember?
Set an alarm on your phone. YouTube won't remind you. They're rubbish.
They're bloody useless. Do follow us on the gram. Hench_Herbivore, Gemma_Herbivore. Daily stories, lots of great posts. What else do we normally say? I think we've done all the things. If you want to support our work, we've got the cookbook, we've got the merch. This is so hard. As we say, Honest Hemp affiliate, Viva Life protein and vitamins affiliate, Ethics clothing. There's links down below. Savings with my discount code, so you get money off. You'll be supporting what we're doing, and we don't have to do a rubbish job where we can't save humans, the planet, and the animals. So we really appreciate. Oh, and the channel memberships and Patreon memberships, you get all kinds of perks as well. Oh, we need to do the monthly live streams soon.
I know, we must.
So we just need to know how to have it as Patreons and members only, don't we? I'll get on to Mooncat in the next day or two when he's feeling better, and we'll sort that. We'll have that for you soon, guys, because we owe you that.
Yes, we owe you.
And Andreas is saying, if only CBD was legal in my country. Don't worry about that. Honest hemp ship worldwide. So there.
But I'm sure they can't promise there might not be any issues at customs, though. That probably can't guarantee that.
Yeah, you can't guarantee it, but
as long as they don't put like CBD oil on the some idiots do, from some companies, but no, I'm sure they don't do that. They're
not stupid. All right, guys, we're going to shoot off. Thanks for joining. We love hanging out with you guys, and we'll see you. What is it, Wednesday?